Whoosh, dunk, 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 shing.
Good morning, everyone. This is topic about entertainment. Let's see. Entertainment is the form of our activity that holds attention and interest of all audiences, or gives pleasure and delight. It can be idea or task, but is more likely to one of the activities or events that have over 1,000 years, especially purpose of keeping attendance and audience attention. Although people's attention is held with different things because individuals have different preferences. Entertainment most recognized forms are recognition and familiar. Storytelling, music, drama, and dance is and the different kinds of performance of industries all cultures were supported in royal courts, developed into the specific forms because to all available to all citizens to the process entertainment that records sells records of entertainment products. Entertainment evolves that and can be adapted suited in a sign from the individual who chooses a private entertainment from a now numerous array of the pre-recorded products to a function of adapted to any sizes of or type party with a procedure of music and dance. Performances are intended for thousands of our event audience. Forms of entertainment is the dance, gaming, television, radio, music, and filmmaking. Games are also used for entertainment. Sometimes purely entertainment sometimes for achieve. Can be played alone in teams or online by an amateurs and professionals. Players could have an audience of non-players such as people are entertained by watching a chess championship. On the other hand, the chess is playing for entertainment for children. Often, the children of the who play who the part of the audience and who is a player. Music is the complement of the kinds of entertainment for performance. For example, enhanced for storytelling, it is suitable for dance, and usually incorporated dramatic film or theater productions. Film is the product is are the major form of the films. All through the films, such as primary forces of the documentary film. For example, aims of to create, record, or inform all to the true forces of them work together. The medium was a global business from the beginning. The Lumiere brothers was the first to send cameramen to throughout the world, then instructing to film them to the film of the interest of the public. In 1908, FAFTE was launched and distributed the newsreels and by World War One. The films are making mass entertainment of the entertainment. The Americans of first illusion of the created the images. These film companies are such as Walt Disney Studios, it is Walt Disney Pictures and 20th Century Fox and Pixar and Blue Sky Studios. Paramount Pictures, Warner Brothers, NBC Universal, Sony Pictures, and etc. The theater performances on the stage of the musical led by the leading musicians or actors or competitions. For example, Delphi episodes. Music is the supporting component entertainment. Many kinds of entertainment for the performances. For example, a chance for the stage storytelling. It's accessible for dance and opera or the musical theaters. How technology is used in entertainment. Before technology, entertainment is simple, left in the imagination, made the people make it believe. They started in CGI in 1968. In 1970, first a short film in the data tablet. George Lucas is the created the Star Wars film. It will be established the Lucasfilm. The program called Genesis Effect in 1980. Director Stephen Hillenburg used CGI to create dinosaurs in Jurassic Park. In 1995, it is the first animated film in CGI is the Toy Story. Technology in video games. Starting off in 2D like Super Mario Brothers. In 1994, Sony is releasing PlayStation. The MPPA was claimed in 2012. How technology is developed for entertainment. Entertainment is the discipline for used for manufacture to create complements or make possible entertaining experience. Because entertainment is so bored. Because of the entertainment is the type of graph of the sources in this theater. Traditionally, entertainment technology is diverted from the stagecraft and also in animated, and that's all. Thanks for listening at IT Era.
The next topic for global digital development is cloud computing. Now, data and information is being processed almost every day in and out of business organization. But one way to store data now without the use of an internal hard drive or SD card is through the cloud. What is the cloud? A generic definition is to think of as cloud is a huge space that is available online for one's storage needs. To be specific, cloud can be thought of as a collection of data centers. Data centers are a place where you store your data. Basically, cloud is an online hard drive you can access whenever you have internet. These data centers are already existing before, so what cloud do differently? Cloud made sure that you are able to orchestrate your various functionings, applications, managing your resources properly by combining all these data centers together through a network and then giving you the control to use these resources and to manage them properly. To make it even more simpler, there was a group of people or organizations that basically went ahead and bought these servers, storage capacities, and computer services and had them run in their own channel or network. These cloud service providers are the ones taking care of the maintenance, security, and such of your data. Before cloud, a business would have its own data center and pay for more because of the cost of these data centers and the maintenance it takes. Now, what is cloud computing? We now know what is cloud computing. To meet ever-changing business needs, organizations need to scale up their IT infrastructure such as hardware, software, and services. However, with on-premises IT infrastructure, meaning the IT department is within the company grounds, the scaling process could be slow and costly, thus making organizations frequently unable to achieve optimization of their IT infrastructure. Cloud computing provides computing over the internet. Cloud computing service consists of highly optimized virtual data centers. These data centers provide various software, hardware, and various information resources for use when needed. Organizations can simply connect to the cloud and use the available resources on a pay-per-use basis. This helps companies avoid capital expenditure on additional on-premises infrastructure resources and instantly scale up or scale down according to business requirements. Before, in the traditional way, they have to upgrade their on-premise IT infrastructure, which can take time because they need to upgrade the hardware and cost a lot of money. And they need to maintain it frequently, even though they're not using it, they have to pay for the maintenance. But with cloud, when you use it, you pay for what you're using, and when you're using it. That's it. If you're not using it, then you don't have to pay for it. It's in the cloud. So yeah, 3 types of cloud service deployment. First one is private deployment model. For one organization only, is on a private network and is highly secure. This is for one organization only, a cloud system that's made for one organization. The data within the organization stays within it. Public deployment model, offered by the cloud service provider and offers the highest level of efficiency and shared resources. This is offered by cloud service providers such as Microsoft and Google, and it is the web apps we use in their service provider, like Google Docs, for example. Hybrid deployment model, combination of private and public deployment models. In a hybrid cloud, specific resources are run or used in a public cloud, and others are run or used on premises in a private cloud. This provides increased efficiency. So, when you need data to stay within the company and you need to process that, you need to use a private cloud. But When you need to collaborate with other companies, use a public cloud, thus providing an increase in productivity overall. Three core cloud computing models. First one is SaaS or software as a service, easiest way to cloud compute and is where off-the-shelf applications are accessed over the internet. Examples are Google Docs and Microsoft OneDrive. These two are basically your online Microsoft Office that you can access whenever you have internet. You don't have to pay for it, you can access it. Advantages of SaaS are free or paid via subscription, accessible from any computer that is connected to the internet, facilitates collaborative working. The disadvantage of SaaS is that it needs the internet to run. If you don't have internet, you can't open it. And it depends on the internet. Like if your internet is slow, then the SaaS will be slow. Platform as a service provides user with an environment and a set of tools that allows users to create their own online applications. Examples are Google App Engine and Microsoft Azure. Google App Engine and Microsoft Azure, these two are just basically online IDE compilers of codes. They're like an online Visual Studio or online Dev C++. Past advantages: rapid deployment of applications at low cost. Such applications may be used privately around the business or made available publicly. Disadvantages of past is that it limits to the language of the developer that are using it. For example, Google has their own language and Microsoft has their own. You use whatever language is provided by your service provider, and you cannot transfer an app you made from Google App Engine to Microsoft Azure. It's vendor locked. Infrastructure as a service or IaaS allows a business to run whatever applications it requires on a supplier's cloud hardware. This means existing applications can be migrated to a company data center to reduce IT costs. The fundamental unit of cloud infrastructure is a server. Today, servers can also be physical or virtual. Physical servers are discrete individual computers. In contrast, sole-term virtual servers are instances or software-controlled slices of real physical servers but are shared amongst end users via a process called virtualization. Examples of IaaS models are Amazon Web Services and Google Compute Engine, where you can buy or choose within a variety of virtual server instances. Thank you for watching. On to the next presenter.
Communication. That is the next point of our conversation for global digital development. It is undoubtedly a very important part of our lives, being able to share and exchange information between two or more parties. As you might think, communication has not always been efficient nor convenient. The early forms of communication logistically comprises of us humans and or animals, though other material means were also used to communicate with each other, such as smoke signals, colored and patterned flags, and Morse code through the reflection of light, which unfortunately limited themselves to the distance the messages can be sent. The invention of paper eventually brought forth the new medium of message sending, where characters can be written onto it and be sent via humans or animals. This overcame the challenge of distance, however, discovered a new challenge, time, or time taken rather. Through the years, improvements have been made on the efficiency and convenience of letter sending, still paper being commonly used as the medium of message, and technology and other aspects have been developed to send these letters, namely the operations of post offices and shipping of bulk amounts of packages and written letters via air or sea. However, the challenge of time has still yet to be overcome. And this is where electronic communication comes in. It is the ability to communicate purely by electronic means, thus eliminating the need for physical materials and the need of delivery by posting or shipping. Therefore, as long as the target audience utilizes the same technology, overcoming the challenge of time taken for a message to be delivered can be done in a
I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty cringe, bro.
Electronic communication in the early parts mainly experimented on the use of radio waves. This brought forth the invention of a radio speaker and television. A radio speaker mainly tapping into the sense of hearing, a television tapping into the sense of hearing and sight, using imagery to deliver a message. With all, its development did not stop there, and instant messaging has been made. This webs out to short message service, the delivery of textual message using cellular airwaves, multimedia messaging service, delivery of messages with multimedia content, and electronic mail, delivering messages from one specific address to another. From 1967, the internet has been introduced, in which has been and still being developed, and thus bringing forth the World Wide Web and the creation and use of the forums. The World Wide Web, WW, no dot, funny joke. Commonly misconstrued as the internet is a collection of resources from multiple users that is uploaded onto the internet. Although web pages are not as permanent as traditional media, like paper, they can be archived and be accessed later. The forums. The forums is an open discussion type of messaging, similar to social networking. The forums are conversations that can go indefinitely, possibly involving large numbers of people, and each forum usually circling around one specific topic. It runs similar to the comment section in social media. But how has this been affecting the world? How is it being used globally? Ooh, keyword.
Cool.
In more developed countries, namely the US, Singapore, and Japan, they practice or take advantage of e-government. This refers to the use of internet and its supporting technology as a platform for exchanging information, providing services, and transacting with citizens, businesses, and other arms of the government. This provides the opportunity to increase citizen access to the government and increase citizen participation in democracy. In Singapore, every citizen and long-term resident is issued a National Registration Identity Card, NRIC, or commonly just referred to an IC. It is used nationally as a person's identification document. It is capable of accessing official records such as their particulars, home addresses, employment or schooling status and their respective records, and criminal records, if any. You guys better not.
Don't do it.
Another way the exchange of information through electronic means is being used is in e-health. The integration of the internet and its technology into healthcare. An obvious example of how this is used is by making knowledge bases of medicine and personal electronic records accessible to consumers over the internet. E-health opens new avenues for patient-centered medicine and enables evidence-based patient choice. And thus on to the next topic.
Hi, I'm Castro Kenneth. Use technology in the workplace. Proves the flow of information technology helps creating a shared information environment. At the work, in this environment, information organized in one central location, allowing anyone who works to access and use it needed. This structure makes the flow of information in the workplace faster and easier. Technology improves the flow of workplace. It allows of faster and easier data transactions, and therefore can improve the overall productivity of the workplace. The four flows of information. The upward flows. The upward flows of information describes the current states of the organization based on these daily transactions. The downward flow. The downward flow of information consists of the strategies, goals, and destructives that originate at the one level and are passed to lower levels. The horizontal flows. The horizontal flows of the information is the flow of information that occurs between functional business units and work teams. The outward flow. The outward flow of information consists of information communicated to customers, suppliers, distributors, and other partners outside the organization to do business. Basically, these flows of information about what is going outside of organization with global digital development, these flows become supports innovations. Supports innovations. Technology not help information flow, but they also enable innovation at work. Employees can use technology to suggest and create new ideas that can transform a business. An example of this can be the use of online application that the employees can use to collaborate at real time, like the Google Web App. And this is the example: docs, sheets, and slides. Speed up information processing. Speed up information processing business using technology to support basic information processing tasks. These tasks range of computing, creating presentation, to setting up a website from which customers can order products. Self-explanatory, this means that business use a variety of software like the Microsoft product to speed up their daily tasks. Sport and quick decision making. Sport quick decision making. Since information can be organized through decentralized computing and proceed on time, worker can easy access that data, proceed if index it or make case, exiting information in the database. It means that the workers can quickly renew the data as they are being processed. This is thanks to the fastest computing done by the system that the organization is using in Excel. For example, a user can input the data have interpreted almost immediately of the correct formula is entered. Bye. Thank you for watching.
Hindi, okay, tara na.
Yung kamay.
Oh my God, ang dilim. Ina, sana wala akong makitang kamay dito.
Whoosh, don't, shing.